Lethal Opinions.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Lethal Opinions podcast. Today, we are going to be talking about Watch Dogs 2. We're going to review it. After we did the last episode, because we didn't really have a huge plan for it, we planned this one out slightly a little bit here. So what we're going to do is, just to kind of quickly get to it, we're going to talk about gameplay first, then we're going to talk about the story, and then what we'll do is after that, we'll talk about anything else that we missed, any elements of the gameplay that we maybe didn't get to, maybe some parts of the story that we wanted to talk about, just here and there. And then, after that, we'll go ahead and end it, and you guys can then end yourselves. Anyways, let's go ahead and get into it. So, Watch Dogs 2, I actually went through and I played this entire game on my stream. Almost the entire game. I played a good majority of it.
That was almost better than the first time you said, the first time we recorded this. We haven't recorded it again, obviously.
Yeah. So, I think we should just go ahead and start off with, I'll say it. The gameplay in this game is really, really good. I have a few gripes about it, but Sylas got all serious for a second. But I will say, I think the gameplay is fucking on point for the most part. I was doing a non-lethal run, and except for one sequence, which I'll get into during the story part of this video, I think it was pretty good. It was really good. I was shocked at how good the gameplay was. Honestly, it controls mostly, I would say, controls better than Watch Dogs 1. However, the one thing I think this game completely failed, not just did bad, I mean failed at, is the hacking. I don't think it was anywhere even remotely as good as the first game. I think the one thing it was better when it came to it is the line puzzles. I liked how they were implemented into the world compared to before it was just a blank screen. You'd move around, connect the dots. And this one, they actually do some pretty cool stuff. There's a sequence where you have to there's this big building. You could see all the lines around the building. So you have to climb around. You have to use cameras to swirl around the building to find the starting point. And then you have to track it all the way down. It's cool. I like that. That type of shit is fucking super neat. And then you get shit just how hacking controls in general just feels weird, or the profiler. Oh my god. So for context, Watch Dogs 1 had a really simple system for this kind of thing. You'd click a button, it'd open a thing called a profiler. It was your phone. And then you'd look at people, and you can see all the information you needed to about them. They had a key on them, you can quickly grab it from them, you're good to go. Nah, get rid of that. That's too easy. That looks like that's visually appealing, and it fits the idea and the concept of Watch Dogs 1, Instead, what they decided to do here is they got rid of that almost completely. You can still do it, but it's almost completely taken away. And replaced with fucking the vision from the Arkham games, like the Predator vision thing.
Oh no!
Yeah, you turn that on, and
Really?
then you just see a glowing red ball of that's where the person is who has your data key. You go run to them, you get it, you're good to go. It's a lot less visually appealing. I will say right now, any aspiring game devs, don't do Arkham vision. That shit's awful.
Yeah, no.
One of the things that
I actually kind of don't mind it in the Arkham games, but don't copy it. Yeah, no. Don't, please. It doesn't work.
Well, here's my thing with it. I don't mind it to a certain degree, but my issue is with Arkham games, because of Arkham Vision, you spend 90% of the game looking at fucking skeletons. And it's the same problem with Watch Dogs 2. There'd be a lot of times where I would go through an entire sequence with just everything's blue with red splotches everywhere. And it's just not visually appealing. It just looks ugly. Sylas, I do want to make it clear, Sylas actually really liked Watch Dogs 2. He really liked it. So I know he's itching to tear into what I said. So I'll go ahead and let you speak your truths.
Firstly, how many times did you use the jumper or the drone by any chance? Just out of curiosity.
The drone? You mean little
the
RC
small
car
jumper,
thing?
and then you got the drone which flies.
I never used the flying drone. I didn't know how to use it. I only used the little rolling guy, but I did think the RC car was really fun. I really liked that element because it made a lot of the sequences feel I don't know. It gave another way to play through sequences, which I liked.
Well, however, you don't actually have to use the vision at all. Actually, the fun thing about it, if you you can actually complete some missions completely, not even entering the building. You can actually just use the jumper. And when you see the enemy with the key, that shows you. It's only basically the vision you can kind of use as a cheat. Basically, going, okay, here he's in this exact room, he's in this exact place. I need to go here, or this computer's exactly here. You gotta do that route, or what I did when I first played it. First because I was an idiot, I didn't even know how to. Well, when I was a kid, I didn't know how to do the vision. But what I did, I'm kind of glad I did this way, because I actually just explored the whole building, trying to find out which one was the right computer, who was the right guy, and going room to room with each one and finding out that way. So maybe that's a stupid way, but I don't know. I enjoy it that way. Obviously, the vision, yeah, you're right. It is a bit stinky poo-poo. But I liked it to an extent. Because I don't know, I think it's more of a self-discipline to try and use it and not use it, I think. It makes it so much easier, obviously. It's just legit. Oh, it's right here. Go to this camera. Boom, you got it. But also at the same time, you go, I feel a bit cheated. I might want to restart it and try it without using that. Obviously, some bits you do have to use it, and that's obviously the game kind of pushing you to use that new awesome Batman. You know, Batman, use night vision, I'm hacking, you know? And then Morgan Freeman comes out and he's like, dude, this is too powerful, you can't be using this. And he's like, no, anyway. So, I think hacking in the game, especially with the cars, like, that's so cool. I've never felt a game was so fluid in gameplay. Obviously, I think it's just because I've always played control and I always will. So I love the controls in Watch Dogs 2, and it's because I'm an absolute moron and I'm insane. But I love the controls, and especially just driving and being able just to flick a car to go left, even if no one's in it, or make it go right, or make it turn back. And I was playing recently this week, and I just got lost in those multiplayer modes, and the one where you could just basically. It loads into a session. You got to hack the random player. They could be anywhere in the map. They could be in a police chase. They could be doing anything, right? And what you do, you have to actually hack them in a certain area for a certain amount of time to be low key. So you could either be my strategy is just be in a big bus, just steal one before I start the mission, and you can just chill in a bus, and then they have to try and find out who the hell is hacking them. So I was doing old bounties, things like that. Obviously, it's going off topic to multiplayer, but I'm just saying the hacking is very fun. Personally in this game. And I think what it does, which is clever with the balancing, because I even admit myself, the enemies, they hear everything, they see everything.
Oh my god,
you do
that was
one
my
thing,
next...
even if you alert them and then you hit them on the head, they still alert everybody in the thing. And initially I was like, this is stupid. This is just Ubisoft, the finest, AI alerting everybody, right? But then I was like, you know what? Actually, it's kind of an incentive for players to really be careful, take your time, hack places, and go step by step in each one to try and see the patterns where they move. Use like the little thing where you give them a brain aneurysm with the earphone thing, and they go when you hack into that helps. And little things, I think when you learn more skills in the skill tree, obviously that's another incentive, because you get so many cool little hacking things, like you can hack into cars, and then especially when you first start the game, when you can just pick a car, get in, and then jack it. Thing about with like a skill, like a simple little skill, you just put up your phone and go noodle moment, and then boom, you've got access to the car. And also the biggest innovation in this game is calling Google Noodle. That's just so smart.
No, that was so fucking stupid. I made fun of it for so long on stream.
I think my favorite part is there's this one, what's in there? Oh yeah, okay, we'll get to that later on, that's the story. But there's so much there. But in terms of the gameplay though, I like the hacking. Obviously I see where the flaws are. Maybe if it didn't have so much heavy emphasis on the vision. But I liked overall like the distractions. Also the skill where you can call cops on people or call gangs on
I
people.
thought that was pretty cool.
In terms of missions, you could legit sit back if you had the time, send a gang in there, and then boom, you got a whole gang warfare. And then even if you drive past an area, it comes up on the bottom of your map going, oh, there's a gang fight going on right now, and you're like, that's so sick. I can either join or just go, I don't know, just,
My
what I mean?
My only problem with that system, which I thought was cool too, but I tried using it one time because there was a gang thing going on. I was like, oh, I'll call the cops just to have them do it for me. Call the cops. For context, when I was playing through this, I didn't see Marcus as the type of guy who would kill, so I actively chose not to kill anyone. I only think I think I killed accidentally 2 civilians total when I was trying to get away from the police, and one of them was because a cop ran into me fucking head on, just caused my car to spin out so fast it just completely tore a woman in half. I don't blame myself for that one, but I'll count it. But yeah, so overall, I think the cops were cool. But the thing is, and I guess we could talk. I'll turn this into another subject too. Is the AI for the cops is so fucking ass that they would literally just they would go see the gang members. They would shoot one of them, and then they'd see Marcus, initiate combat with him because he's black, and then I'd have to run away because Jesus fucking Christ, for some reason the cops in the city only want to kill Marcus. You can watch the streams. I streamed, again, everyone, I streamed the whole game. You can go watch it. There'd be points where I'd just be walking, and a cop would just be like, "Black man!" and then reach their gun and just start fucking opening fire. I wouldn't even need to do anything for them to do it at some points.
Yeah, but he's black and he's proud.
Fuck off. I hate you. We'll get to that part in the story.
Oh, yeah,
you don't understand. He's one of those black men that actually exercises his freedoms. And
one of them. One of those things.
But like, I've actually never had that. If I want to see, I think some bits I'm like, how am I? Why do I have a little thing on the bottom left? I learned that actually that's not the police. That's like the security people.
Yeah,
and they're like Ayo,
CTOS or whatever.
And yeah, and like you just stole a car. I'm like, well, what's wrong with that? But like, yeah, but the thing what I love, the gameplay I love. It's like an early Red Dead, like a Ubisoft Red Dead, pretty much, because every citizen, every civilian has like a life. Like I spent like, I don't know what day it was this week, but I just followed someone, and they've got their own cars. And like if you steal their car, they'll go, "Why are you getting into my car?" Like if they drop a car off, park it up, you hop in straight after. They don't just go, "Oh, it's fine, whatever." They like full and start like even a woman.
Oh yeah, they'll run up to you. They'll pull you out of their car. They'll try to fight you. It's really cool shit.
So I had to bash this woman, unfortunately, but it's cool. And like in game, guys, in game. Okay, that was a past life. And it's
let out his
I
anger
love
on
that
Margaret
bit.
too late as well.
And then what was the other bit? There was another thing with the AI which I really liked, and it's just, I think it's just how they interact with you. I also learned that there's actual willies as well the other day, which I never knew they had in the game, but they have willies. Very naughty. But it was a homeless man, and I was harassing. I wasn't harassing. I was just minding my own business, walking down the street, and he's just stood up, and then he just let it hang. I was like, "What is this? Like some like funny pant, like what he's wearing, where it's like it looks like that?" And I looked, and it wasn't.
Oh yeah, no, I get you were curious. It definitely wasn't any other reason to look at a grown man's penis. You're like,
well, no, there's like just I'm not even. It's like just a hive of. I thought it was spiders, but it wasn't spiders. It was just homeless hair, and I was like, oh god. So I had to unfortunately put him down.
Doing him a favor.
Pound.
Being spread.
I had to send him to the pound, but yeah, no, it was. I think AI and I love it. I love the NPCs. In terms of police though, it can be a pain, but I think it's quite rewarding. The gameplay, because like guns and that, I was like, why the gunplay? Why is it such a step back compared to the first one? And I was like, well, I think it's just because it's a different character. I think now it's like, he's more agile. He has less experience with guns, and guns hardly like, unless it's like some really weak person, they hardly do anything. I got like the best guns in the game at this point, and I'm still struggling to kill people because I'm like, actually, it should be stealth. And I actually am starting to go play more into that role of stealth and taser and whatnot. I do believe there's actually a taser launcher where you can get, which would be so fun. Well, ethically, of course.
What I was gonna say though, going back to what I was saying, the thing is that I came into this game playing it like, because I see it as Marcus. I just did never picture him to be the type of guy who can kill someone, even if he needed to. It would be like he just wouldn't want to. He would never go down that route if it was possible. He'd always keep a gun on him for self-defense reasons, but he would never want to use it. That's first. And second, going back to the whole police thing, the AI, it wasn't like overall. It's not just the police though. It's like all of the AI in this game, I genuinely think is just not well done. I think there'd be points where the AI, like you brought this up during stealth. Stealth is broken in this game. It is unfun. It's not reasonable. I get it's balanced in a way to make it more difficult. It's not good though. you will go into a situation, you'll knock someone out. They won't even have to initiate combat. They would have never seen you. And for some reason, out of nowhere, everyone knows where you are within that instant. It is some of the worst stealth AI I've ever seen in a game. It's genuinely embarrassing. Like, you can throw a rock at someone in the fucking head and they won't notice. But you fucking step on a fucking ant and they will hear that ant scream from across the fucking stadium. And they'll be like, holy shit, get every fucking person we have over there. I'm going to call 30 different guys for reinforcements. We're going to kill that motherfucker. And it's like, how the fuck did you even know I was there? You had no way of knowing that. That makes no sense at all.
That's standard, like, cartoon gag of, like, standing on a twig.
Yeah. But, like, imagine if the twig didn't make a noise when they broke it. It's fucking abysmally bad. I find it offensive to even think that they considered it redeemable. You know, it's bad. Along with that, I think just overall, as I said, like, the police chases, like, the police would, like, I'd get into a police chase and the cops would just fucking, like, I'm not even shitting you. There'd be a point where I'd be driving and the police would be chasing me and I'm obviously speeding up and they try to take me out. So what do? They wait until I come to a stop and then they go 99 miles per hour straight into the side of my car, launching me into 3 different civilians, killing them all. And then I get away scot-free. It's like, that's stupid. That's really dumb. But then here's where it gets worse. Like, okay, so then they're really aggressive. Well, not really. I mean, they are. They'll shoot you for, you know, standing around looking weird, right? That makes sense. You know, it's shitty AI. But, like, you can... I want to make another thing clear, by the way. I was playing on the hardest difficulty. I was playing on realism. That is the hardest difficulty you can in this game. You can outrun the police while they're chasing you in a car. Oh, well, there goes Sylas.
We'll deal with that later.
All right, I'll make a note for Pulf to make sure not to fuck this up again because he's been making a lot of mistakes lately. Pulf, you're on fucking short ice, pal.
Could you see Sylas's camera?
Yeah, I could. I could for a hot second there.
For me, it's just him, his symbol, and then it just says unstable internet connection.
Pesky dead sec.
And now it's both of you.
You know, hacked into my computer and turned off the Wi-Fi. Those rascals.
Yeah.
Bear with me while I fix my headphones. I do apologize, but while you wait, here's a fun fact: the actual there's actually the hamster on our 404 page is actually a robotic hamster called Nelly. Just thought you wanted to know. There you go. I'm also still trying to hear you guys. I can't hear you.
Okay.
That's right.
God. Yeah, I apologize. Also, I think all your points are valid, and I think... Why?
I don't know, man. You tell me.
Why you do this to me, man?
I don't know.
One moment. Sorry.
Aiden had enough of you.
Done goofed up. But I couldn't agree with you more personally. Especially that last bit you said, it was my favorite. I really enjoyed that. Actually, so good. I just want you to repeat it again. Just once my headphones start working. It's just however they're not, and I'm kind of stressing out now. I'm gonna get white faced. One moment.
Technical difficulties, everybody. Technical difficulties.
Connect to my headphones, please.
This is chaos, man. I knew this morning everything would go wrong. I just knew it.
Hello.
Oh boy.
Oh god, he had one of his feelings again.
Yeah,
boy.
One of Pertlight's iconic feelings.
No, you're
is mine
you're an
so
American.
Don't you?
You're a 20s American
Your
man.
face is frozen
You're
now.
not
This is
allowed to have feelings.
Yeah. I guess Jesus Christ, Sylas. Alright, I guess while we're waiting for him to get his shit figured out, I guess I can talk about something that's totally unrelated to Watch Dogs too. I I might be in several different voice acting projects here in the future, and hilariously enough, one of them is potentially going to be from Izumi, who, for anyone who doesn't know, I was in a Minecraft roleplay thing called Azura Hills University, hosted by a YouTuber called Hi It's Izumi, and basically, it was a Minecraft thing, and I played the main antagonist, and she really liked it. She was like, "Yeah, hey, so I haven't used this Discord in a few months, but for everyone who's still in here, if you guys want to do any more VA work for me, let me know." And I was like, "Yeah, absolutely." And she's like, "Well, I also have a friend. Would you want to help voice for that friend?" I was like, "Fuck yeah, I want to voice for anyone who wants me to voice. I want to get into VA work."
Yeah.
And she was like, "Yeah, that's cool." So that person friended me on Discord, and I gotta read some lines for him or her or they them. I don't know. So what ends up happening?
What's up, my favorite people persons? What's up? So what ends up happening is Pertlight basically does a nomination to be the best game of 2023 to Watch Dogs 2.
You don't get that after you had nothing but internet issues this whole time, you fucking cockhead.
Don't worry, man. My internet's so good right now. I'm actually hotspotting onto my phone because that's actually better.
Great. This is all coming together. To finish up what I was saying, though, I got... She invited me to her Discord, Izumi did, so I'm going to be able to potentially be in more projects. I'm really excited for that. Getting back to Watch Dogs. Okay, Sylas, to quickly don't worry about it, because you were gone. This is your fault.
Women.
Yes. So what happened, what I was talking about with Watch Dogs 2, what I boiled it down to was gameplay is good, AI is complete garbage.
Interesting.
Oh, well, the thing is, right?
No, because I'm not finished though. I just wanted to interrupt you. So what I was gonna say though is that the cops were really bad. There'd be points where because here's the thing with cops in the game, they will when you're driving, they will do nothing to stop you, or they will not stop at anything to kill you. And it is fun. It is engaging because it gets hilarious at points. You'd be like,
that is ramming.
Well, it's not just ramming you. That's not even what it is. You'll go up to someone, you'll punch them in the face one time, get in the car, and leave. And you can legally own this car, too. You'll drive down the road, and they will be so hell-bent on stopping you. You can stop your car, and they will ram into you. They'll T-bone you, going 90 miles per hour, fucking careening your fucking car into 7 different other people, killing all of them, and then you get away scot-free. But here's my problem. Wait.
Okay, you go. You keep going.
That's funny. The problem I have is then when you get out of your car and you start running for it, and they cannot catch you. I was playing on the hardest difficulty in the game, and you get out of your car and start running, they will not stop you. You can get away from them so easily. What they'll do is they'll drive up like 10 feet every time you run. They'll drive 10 feet, get out of their car, shoot at you, miss, get back in their car, drive another 10 feet, get out of their car, shoot at you, miss, get back in their car, and it goes on the entire time you're running. And that is on the hardest difficulty. Imagine that on easy, where you could take like 1,000,000 bullets. That is like the fucking stupidest shit I've ever seen. But yeah, that's basically
GTA cops act led that way.
Okay, so firstly, I love the police chase. I think it's actually better than the first game. Yeah, that's right. Kill me.
No,
garlic, whatever.
I think driving in every fucking way in this game is infinitely better than the first game. I liked the first game's driving. I thought the first game's driving was really good. In fact, when I played on the Xbox One, I preferred it. But playing it on PC with, unlocked frame rate, playing it out like all this shit, which is another part I'll get into later on when we talk about the bonus stuff. Oh my god, dude.
I like
this
the point
is probably...
you made,
what point?
That there should have been a racing game mode.
Oh yeah, I was going to get to that at the very end.
Yeah. So we'll get to that at the end.
The race, oh my god, dude. Driving. I want to say this.
Yeah, driving is sick.
This is probably my favorite game in terms of just driving control I've ever played. This plays better than like a majority of racing games, in my opinion, with how good it feels. I guess I'll drop a little, crumb of how I feel about it later on, about it now, and then we'll talk about it more later on. But there's no racing mini game in this game, like online, and that is the stupidest fucking shit I've ever seen.
But there isn't.
Well, okay, yeah, but again, we'll get to that later. There's no proper racing, like with cars and shit, and that is so moronic because this game has I'm not even joking. Like Sylas and I, like I almost because Sylas and I wanted to play some more Watch Dogs 2 so we can record it and shit. I was gonna have us start at a point and then find an end point and just have us race, just set up a race between us because it is that good that I would justify it.
Fun, and it's just so great with your mates when you can just like throw a car at them. It's so fun.
The game in general is just really fun to play online.
It is.
I wish it didn't punish you for hurting your friends though.
Yeah, I hate it, but at least you can kill civilians. You know, that's it. It's not like Ubisoft. However, I think again with the cops being extremely overpowered when they're driving. However, it gets balanced again with hacking, which is another smart thing I like. You could just throw a car at them and then they don't T-bone you. No, they T-bone a family of 4. Tough luck. Sorry. You know, like little things like that. It's smart, you know.
I don't think that's smart. I don't think that's smart AI. I think that's very hellbent AI. I think it's fun.
But think about it though. At the end of the day, it is a game where you hack a man.
It is a game.
You
just left it there.
Life is like Roblox.
Yeah, Roblox Watch Dogs.
And then what was the next point I was going to go on about? Watch Dogs? Oh, don't worry, Brody. Watch Dogs was made in 2016.
Watch Dogs 2.
I think it was 2016, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Nice.
Right, so it was definitely one of the games of 2016.
It definitely was a game.
Put it that way.
That is correct. And there was another point. What were you saying after that? You said try. Oh, that's right. Yeah. So in terms of you can meander through buildings and whatnot, and not the cops will just go, oh. However, in online and that, when you get more and more like higher rating, I think on a lower difficulty. I mean, not lower difficulty, higher. Doesn't matter what difficulty. In terms of like your wanted level, let's just say that your wanted level, it differs. Because like with the lowest one, yeah, sure, you could just walk around, walk in the park. They go, oh, well, I don't get you. The sick is when you can hide in garages and stuff. You know, like in the first game, like when that first mission when you get in that car and you can go, you know, that's cool. I like that. However, when it's high difficulty, I keep saying that, higher wanted level. It's insane to try and walk around. Like again, it's nuts. It's like, what's his name? Michael Keaton. He's like, they got nuts. And I think that's cool again because it kind of plays incentivize. I think it was Michael. Oh, it's the other guy. The other guy? Was it Michael Keaton? Is Michael Keaton even real? Wait, no.
Oh no, I'm trying to. What are you referencing?
Batman. You know, he's like, let's get nuts.
Oh, the way you said it made no, yeah, he goes, "Let's get nuts." Yeah, that is Michael Keaton. Yeah, the way you said it made me think you're referencing something else. Man. I was like,
no, I was referencing Knight Rider the whole time.
We'll get to that in the story.
Yeah, man. I actually want to lead the story, just with the opening statements because I have a lot, and I think you might.
Brody, this is your favorite game of all time. How do you feel about the gameplay?
No, is that what? Brody, you know what? Stop. So like I was saying,
didn't even give him a chance to say. He didn't even breathe.
I was saying, I think he's not breathing anymore. I think he's actually like he's dead. However, it's fine. Just make him position nicely in the chair. Make him like he's part of the podcast still. All right. We'll attend to your wins later. Okay. It might have, yeah, it might have been the disease we discussed earlier. And when you're on about, oh, you can just walk around and hide in buildings. Is that actually a bad thing? Or is that actually because you're going on about you can't, you know, Marcus wouldn't kill people? Would he be wanting to just go on a hot pursuit, or would he actually be wanting to try and sneak around buildings? Isn't that incentivizing you to actually, you know what? It's a Watch Dogs game. Let's just hide around and be all. Obviously, you want to have some sick driving and whatnot, but also at the same time, when you want to be cool, and you got this parkour system, and you got this agility, you know, of like some, you know, Usain Bolt. So it's pretty fun. But however, it is a bit too much. I can agree to the point when on a lower wanted level, higher one it's insane, but lower one it is a bit too easy to escape. But however, it's not as easy as get on a boat and drive off. But at the same time.
Yeah, that was something that Watch Dogs 1 struggled with when it came to the cop chases. You could get away really easily. But I will say, I disagree on it. I think it is a problem when the AI is that bad. I think it should pursue you more aggressively than just shoot 3 times, get back in car, drive 10 feet. Shoot 3 times, get back in car, drive 3 feet.
I think so too.
Yeah,
on the lower wanted levels, but like, isn't it with the big ones, the big ride
there was
trucks?
one time I got into like 3. I of course I very rarely got above 3 stars, and if I did, I never got out of my car because there was never a good reason to. But there was one point where I was on 3 stars and I was getting away fine. Like a helicopter was after me, and I was just
there's one mission in the multiplayer where like it's pretty fun. You get so much bang from it, but there's the money truck and you hack into it, and as soon as you steal that thing from the back of it, everybody's after you. That just automatically puts you in the highest difficulty, and you cannot walk, you cannot run. It's basically just a crisis, and you gotta wait until the tracker goes in order for you. Again, I'll talk more about it in the game because I think we're more and more going towards talking about game modes after the thing, because there's that much game modes and things like that. Because also, it's a little niche thing what I want to talk about Driver San Francisco, if you've ever heard of that game franchise. But there's a bit about that.
Was that the one where you could your character's like dying, and in his mind you can like swap between people?
I'm pretty sure that was Driver San Fran, yeah, which is really fun. However, they were gonna make a new one. I don't know what year it was now, but you know what game instead came out? It was like 2009 or whatever. You know what game?
What game was that?
What Ubisoft made instead of San Fran?
What they make, Sylas?
Watch Dogs 1.
Whoa, Watch Dogs 1 did not come out in 2009.
I don't know what year it was. I can't really remember, but
it was on the Xbox One.
2012, 2013,
2014.
2014. That's the one.
You were off by 5 years. That's half a decade silent.
The thing is, I would even use the excuse of, I've been playing Halo Reach with Margaret recently, but that's 2010. I have no excuse for that, and I apologize. So yeah. 2014, like I said in the last podcast at the beginning, which I said very accurately. Yeah. I think that also threw me off when I said it came out in 2004. But yeah, Driver San Francisco is meant to come out. But they were like, actually, let's work on this Watch Dogs game. I like dogs, and it's cool to watch them. And that's why they pay a bit of homage to it in this game, because they actually have a little secret mode in your phone, and it's basically Uber. But we'll get into that later, which is really fun. But yeah, I think wrap it up with gameplay. Obviously, you can add your last bits as well, because I won't cut you off like last time. The thing what I love about this game, which is amazing, it's one word: soundtrack.
Sighing. I heard you sigh.
Sylas, it's not sigh.
Somewhat. Don't worry about it. You're sitting, aren't you? There you go. Yeah, give us time, lads. There we go.
He just woke up. Brody just woke back up.
He just woke up in a new Bugatti again.
His mom comes in. Oh, you fucking can't get your fucker. No, Mom, I want to go back to sleep.
Brody was just trying to die peacefully, and she had to just wake him up.
She's telling me about how she's annoyed she has to go all the way to Bolton in the rain.
Why is she going to Bolton?
Because she needs to meet Dean.
Well, she's gonna go.
The Dean?
Yeah, she's gonna go meet with Marcus from Watch Dogs 2. If you don't know, he actually went on a cool journey in Watch Dogs 2. You guys want to talk about the story?
Well, before that,
see, my mum's actually going to join the Resistance from Watch Dogs.
Dude, she's gonna put on the.
Fuck off! No, we're not talking about Legion. Talk about Watch Dogs 2. God damn it! I can't.
No. And just for the audience to know, we are never talking about Watch Dogs Legion. That's never happening. We're actually going to talk about what could have been a third game, and we're actually going to discuss in the future how to make the perfect Watch Dogs game, aka the third one, because the third one never actually happened. Unfortunately, they never released it because they realized actually playing as a grandma is too bad of a gameplay concept. And I think, again, gameplay, the soundtrack is amazing.
Not gameplay. Okay, that's not gameplay. We'll get to soundtrack later. There's a reason why I wanted to get to it. I want to save it for the end because I do too. That's why I wanted to save it for the end. Let's go ahead and end it with. I think gameplay's good. I think the hacking was incredibly weak, and Watch Dogs 1 was way better in that regard. It had a few. I think any time that it was like the Watch Dogs 2 hacking got good. Honestly, my opinion, it actually surpassed the original, but there was so much that it did worse in my eyes that it just kind of wasn't worth it. Driving, fucking literally perfect. It was amazing. And I found this out afterwards, actually, to kind of quickly bring this up. When Sylas and I played the multiplayer, one of my biggest issues was like, because in Watch Dogs, you'd be driving and you wanted to stop a cop, you'd try to blow up a steam pipe. Well, in Watch Dogs 1, you'd have like a little QuickTime event thing come up that would tell you when to click it.
Spam X.
Yeah, you don't get that in this one. Actually, you do. It's a skill tree thing you have to unlock, which I actually like way more, that you have to unlock that ability, because it is really easy to do. So I just want to throw it in there. Yeah, so overall, great gameplay. I think some things could have been done a little bit better, but overall, I think it was good.
Okay. I think, personally, there's a few flaws to it in my mind. Obviously, the heavy emphasis on... okay, sure. It wasn't detrimental for me in my experience, but however, it could have been, reduced a bit. Also, the gunplay I would hold against it, but however, I still strongly believe that it's actually playing into Marcus's character and actually not using it. Yeah, and I'm pretty sure that's kind of intentional. I like that because, again, the melee...
Sophie has some opinions on Watch Dogs too. What do you think, Sophie? You gonna meow for me?
Interesting. Well, while he meows...
No, now when I suggest that you give away your opinions on Watch Dogs 2, that's when you don't meow.
Okay.
Thanks,
well, if here's a cat, or here's a cat, I don't know.
It's called Sophie.
Her name's Sophie, Sylas.
Dude, you never know nowadays. Right?
That's true.
Meows from your mouse. Yeah, man.
Your mouse from meows? Did you just fuck off, Sylas?
Yeah.
So story.
So, wait, no. First, we don't say just get to the point where I've been interrupted by a literal cat. So again, it plays in the character because again, the melee animations are perfect, on point, and it's so efficient. So it shows you actually know they do have the skills. It's just that they don't want to just make you go around because it'll be GTA at that point. Again, driving, perfect. I love it. Hacking, I love it. I prefer over the first one. Just however, if you use the drone and jumper more, it feels more like, I don't know. It feels like he's more techno cool dude, as opposed to Aiden, who was like cameras heavy and going around physically. Because in this game you could easily just go around in your drone, which I do like. I like it a bit more because it's showing you a bit more fast-paced kind of gameplay, where the first game was a bit slow. Obviously some bits was better when it was slow. However, I do prefer a lot of the fast-paced stuff and puzzles.
Oh yeah.
Even the things around the maps, there's small little missions around the maps where there's so many puzzles to get like little paint jobs or whatever, or money, and it's so fun. And like that the whole data stream thing, like you got the whole puzzle. There's some which are legit on like bridges, like underneath bridges, and you have to use your drone to get up the thing, and it's going across all the bridge, and then and it's just to unlock like some shed or something. It's cool. I like stuff like that where it's just over the top. And there's so much like content in the gameplay in the world, but I'm gonna get to that later. But yeah, overall, I love it. I love the game. Yeah. A few more flaws later on, which we'll get to right now. So, can I open with the story if that's possible?
Oh.
Because you opened up with the gameplay, so I'd love to open up with the story.
That's fine.
I think you agree with me more. I think you agree with me more than you think. Okay. So you open up, with Aiden. Wrong game.
I wish. I wish we opened with Aiden.
Aiden? I don't know about Aiden. But... yeah, Marcus, and again, throughout the whole story here, I can safely say you don't know anything about Marcus. Damn it, you're making me say it. Marcus's backstory. You don't really know much apart from, again, all the characters. You don't know anything about them, like really deep down, deep rooted. There's nothing to them. There's sure the motivations. We want power to the people. We hate these Blim guys. They suck. That's the one unifying thing. And again, they talk about it in some of the voice logs, which. Again, it's like they're self-aware of it, but they're trying to rely on it too much, which they knew they were doing it. However, I don't think they understood actually it's probably not the best route to go, because, again, the characters, now this is my bad opinion, which everybody disagrees with. I like the comedy. I think it's just really cheesy, and it's self-aware, and I just love it, and it's so stupid, which is like, I know it's stupid, right? But I enjoy some bits. I'm like, okay, this is a bit okay, but I don't know. I can't help just smiling at how corny they are. Again, because the meme formats, like there's little meme. There's meme posters around. I'm not even gonna just touch on that. Anybody's PP. But there's little posters around the map, right? Or like little things where there's troll faces, things like that. This game came out in 2016, right? It's long past the troll face era and all that, and cat memes. But again, they've put it in just to be so like really cringeworthy and like the typical stereotype of the hacker kids, which I find really fun. And even the base of operation being like this Dungeons and Dragons place, it's just so it plays so well into this cringy stereotype at the point of it actually being really
Jacob,
funny.
you would know about that. Does it fit the stereotypical Dungeons and Dragons play?
The building does, but I'll get to yeah,
you get, and then again, I like the villain. I think
did you say you get it? Did you fucking
no. I didn't say that. I don't think so.
You
I didn't
get
even
it, baby. Oh, you get it.
I don't even know what I said, but I don't think I said that. Paul, if you can prove me wrong. If not, then your family will live. But yeah, you get again the typical man bun villain. I actually like the scenes where he's in, especially like near the end of the game, or like his first appearance on the beach, but like the actual first proper one. Like it's sick, and the whole thing with the followers. Like I know it's a bit cringy. The whole thing about being it's the whole followers social media. It's very much like it's this self-aware. Oh, a follower is this, all that stuff. But again, it's actually quite smart when he boosts up the followers, and there's like proper plot elements where it's so contrasting because you got this really like sometimes really stupid characters, and then the other part you've got the story which actually is coherent to an extent where like some bits and like some jokes really land and some to an extent, yeah, and like the villain and that stuff, it all makes sense, and these like proper plot points where you go, actually this is a bit of an issue here, what's going on. Obviously Tio, and he's pretty cool, he's not really anything flawed about him. Also autist man, I know his name now, but he's pretty unflawed. Josh, I think again I think that's Ubisoft saying, actually, you know what? We are very much aware of what we're doing, because look, this is a normal character. This is kind of, this is like a normal character, and you got all the other ones who are just like these band kids, which is great. I love that. And it's again showing you, I don't know, maybe because I did literature, I looked way too into it, but I just think it's just such a stereotypical hacker, this whole story. And again, you don't learn anything about the characters really deep down motivation. By the end of the game, I only completed it recently because I for some reason I didn't complete the last mission, which I could have done 6 years ago, but I didn't. I ended up playing it, and I just the ending was like, oh yeah, you did it, nice, and it was cool. However, if you go in there for a really deep, resonating story, and makes you go, oh my god, dude, that's insane. Like the government, like sure, like the first government, you go, oh, dude, these are some sick, gritty themes. Like that, it's noir. It's cool. I like this. It's really like makes you think. This one's like, oh, these guys are bad, but you know what? We're gonna do the same thing, but we're good. We're good though, because we got skull. We look more. We look more.
We have skull and we have emojis. It's so fucking.
However, we're good though, because we don't like man bun haircuts either, guys. So we're kind of in the same thing here. Yep. And noodles, we don't even like noodles. Pot noodles, get out of here. So again, I think it's very much. I think they went over the top. I think they had an idea of making this really cringy, stereotypical thing. Because again, the first game didn't sell, so like, okay, it's so stupid because it didn't sell the first one, even though it's great. And it's because the market wasn't there at the time. It was quite ahead of its time, especially in terms of technology, and maybe too ahead. But the thing is, they've gone, okay, you know what? Noir, gritty didn't work. Okay, this really good story didn't work. Let's do the opposite. Let's make a character where you can make fun of. Let's have them all have like just jokes. this like the characters, make them like almost two-dimensional, but not so in the motives. Like it's not so much to the point where it's like, this is stupid. They're really two-dimensional. However, it's still like such a step back from the first game, and I think it's because they were scared of it. I think it's the same as a bit like 343, where they've gone, okay, this story element doesn't work, throw it out, let's do the polar opposite of it. I think they've done the exact same thing, where they've gone, okay, you know what, this really serious tone story doesn't work, let's do the opposite. Okay, I'll talk. I'll let you talk.
Sylas, your classmate wants to speak.
Well, I just wanted to say, at one point when you were speaking there, a few seconds ago, for like 6 seconds straight, your internet just shit its pants, and all I heard was and then it went back to normal, and it was just super funny. It sounded like you started talking so fast the mic couldn't pick it up. That's all I wanted to say.
That was dead sick.
Yeah, it was dead sick, yeah.
Yeah, no, it actually was.
Those pesky hackers. But again, they're good hackers because even though they have all that information, they promised us. They promised that they're not going to take our names and addresses and things like that, which is great. I'm definitely trusting these guys.
I think this is a terrible fucking story, and I think it sucks ass in almost every fucking regard, and I think there's a lot of things that should have been changed to make it better. First things first, I disagree with what you said about them being kids, because they're not kids. They're like 30-plus-year-olds.
Yeah, I know.
Everyone, except for Josh, I can see him being like 21, maybe. Every other fucking guy there. That's first. Second, characterization. There's 3 characters in this game total, and I do mean total, that are actually likable. You ready for this? Josh, T-Bone, and fucking maybe Marcus sometimes, / Wrench. I put those 2 in the same character slot because whenever Marcus starts sucking ass, Wrench is pretty okay. And whenever Wrench starts sucking ass, Marcus is pretty okay. And it keeps switching between. Every other character is the most annoying, pretentious fucking dickhead. There's one character in this game who I predicted, like, within, like, the first hour or two when I was streaming. I'm not even showing you this. When I was streaming just last night, there was a character. His name is... this is where spoilers start to come in, by the way, everyone. So, at this point, if you don't want spoilers, Polf. Skip to this timestamp on screen now. Thank you, Polf. So, basically, what happens is... I'm not even shitting you. There's a character named, oh my god, Horatio. He's a black guy. And he's the only black guy in this group besides the main character, Marcus. And the first interaction they have is, yo, what up, brother? And they dab each other. It's like, okay. So they know each other, but they don't actually. This is the first time they meet. So you know, okay, so they're doing that because they're both black. Okay, I get that. That makes some sense. So then there's a mission. Like later down the line, it's like, there's literally a cutscene in the game of all of the group doing this major important thing, and he's not there. He is the most bland. He has nothing about him. He is a nothing. He is a fucking. He is the most textbook definition of a token character I've ever fucking seen in a fucking game. And I was like, okay, this character's gonna die. He was put into this so that we had an extra characters that we can kill off easily. The only reason he's here, and plus we can have a token roll for Marcus to bounce off of with black jokes, so that we can say fuck white people. They own Silicon Valley, right? That is, and that does happen. There is a mission where that happens, but I predicted. I was like, okay, he's here for a sequence in which they're gonna be together to say fuck white people, and then they're gonna leave that sequence, and then he's gonna die later on. And that's his only purpose in the story. I shit you not. I ended the stream where he gets fucking murdered by a gang. I fucking called it. It is the most predictable bullshit death. His entire existence was to be a token and then to be killed because he had no other purpose. And I have to say this to anyone who's listening to this, if you want to be a story writer of any kind, if your character and your story exists to die and to be a tokenized character, you need to get rid of them. Either give their role to another character, or completely just get rid of them. Scrap the character, because they do nothing for your plot. They just don't. They exist for one reason. Give it to another character so you can reduce the amount of characters we have to worry about, and you make us care about this person who eventually dies. Yes, Sylas? As you're fucking stuffing your face. No, you don't get to speak when you're stuffing your face. That is so rude. That is so rude. You absolute cockhead. Bro, fucking sticks the whole thing of
you asked me as soon as I put it in my mouth. Okay.
You raised your hand as soon as you put it in your mouth. What do you mean? You go.
Yes.
Bro's eating he's eating it like it's a fucking heavy eating a sandwich.
There's one movie where that works. There's one movie which is where it's ever worked, and it actually goes with the story. And I want to know if you can guess it. It's directed by a man who's now going to DC instead of Marvel.
James Gunn.
No. To some degree.
I actually don't know. A tokenized character?
Why not just multiple characters where they're just in there just to die, just to prove the plot point?
Oh, well, that's different, though. That's different. Okay, with the Suicide Squad, no, I know.
Ever worked.
Well, yeah, but even then, because it's not even the same thing. There's a total difference. We're talking about one character. That entire scene in Suicide Squad happens to like show how it's a story reason. There's a purpose for it there. It's to show how expendable the team is. Whereas you got something like you got fucking what is it? I've already forgot his name again. Horatio. Horatio's in the game for no reason. You could literally have his character and another character in the group get mixed together, and the game would still the story would still work. It's dog shit writing. I do see what you're coming from though, but I just don't even think they're comparable. But yeah, as I was saying, but it's like Josh. I like Josh. A lot of people when I talked to them about the story of Watch Dogs 2 made me believe that he was going to be like literally just a walking autism stereotype, and he has his moments of that. I think every character has their stereotype moments. I don't think he was ever really that bad though. He was actually one of he was my favorite character throughout the entire game. I always wanted to hear Josh's opinion on shit because I find him funny. I think he had the best and funniest fucking moment where they're talking about something and one of the it's Wrench. I don't remember the girl's name. I'm gonna call her S Woman. S Woman and Marcus are talking. What?
Zoe.
It was not Zoe. Does not start with an S. Silas. It starts with a Z.
No, I'm saying. It's in the female character called Zoe.
No, it doesn't. Even if it did, like, okay. Zoe does not even start with an S, so why would she? No, she's not called Zoe.
No, I'm saying I don't think it starts with an S.
No, it does. I just played this last night. It was like, yeah, it was like Stiletto or some shit. I don't fucking remember. I don't care enough to remember. She's the most unlikable fucking character in the game. Woman. She's more unlikable than the main antagonist. I'm not even gonna lie, and I'll get to that later. But there's a moment where these three characters are talking, and then one of them makes like they say a phrase like an analogy or something, and then Josh goes, what is that? Doesn't make any sense. And they explain it. There's like, no, it's an analogy, and then they go back to talking, and then 5 seconds later, as they're like okay, what are we thinking? And then Josh just in the foreground he goes, oh, I get it, and then he explains it out loud to himself. That made me laugh. There was a few. I will say sometimes the humor did land. I think sometimes the humor did land. Most of the time it was dog shit, and I think it was pretentious, and I think it was ass. And I get where you're coming from, Sylas, but I don't think it was intentional. I'm confident in me saying. I'm 100. In fact, I'm 100% sure that every ounce of the meta humor or commentary or whatever about internet culture and shit, I'm 100% sure that shit was just out of date because the writers were out of date. I'm 100% sure of it.
Might have been.
I get why you think that, but I think that's just copium, and I get it.
I just had the smart reason. I think mine was like the smart.
You literally just gave yourself a reason. That's copium. That is what copium is. You're feeding yourself a reason.
The thing is, because I just graduated last year, especially doing literature. I still think way too much into things. I analyze them too much. So I think also that with coinciding with philosophy, I still think I looked a bit too much into maybe it might just be some really dog just writing.
Sylas, you're literally describing what copium is. You're literally describing the process of coping.
What about opium?
Opium's pretty good too, but not they're not the same.
That's what your ancestors like to sell to the Chinese.
All right, let's move on with this. So basically, as I was saying, sometimes the comedy worked. Most of the time it didn't. It fucking fell flat on its face. There's a part where I actually started screaming and punching my desk because how bad the joke was that I'm not joking, I almost uninstalled the game. And there's a part where Marcus, the main character, and Wrench, and he's the guy with the cool paintball mask. I like his design. They're driving, and I don't even know what they were talking. They just out of nowhere started talking about like sea animals, and Marcus is like, yeah, I can't wait to swim with the stingrays. And Wrench goes, oh, no, dude, they killed that one Australian guy, the Australian crocodile hunter. And he's like, okay, maybe dolphins. And he's like, are you crazy, dude? Dolphins, they're just as scary. I watched a documentary. It's like, oh my God, shut the fuck up, you fucking annoying retard. No. I wanted to grab him by the throat and squeeze and watch the life leave his eyes. It was that annoying. And then I died during this sequence, right? So I had to go.
Writing.
It rewrite.
That's extremely bad.
It's bad, but they reloaded. It reloaded me to the last checkpoint, which is before the conversation. So I had to listen to the conversation again. And I was like, I'm going to actually go to the writer's house and deck him in the fucking mouth like Marcus does to the average woman on the street of fucking San Francisco. I was so goddamn mad because he just would. Oh my God. The joke wasn't funny. It was never funny. And he kept it going. There's another joke that failed.
I guess.
Wait. There's another joke that fucking fails. Where
I'm talking about the first joke. I think if they went further in detail with the whole Steve Irwin thing, like maybe it would have been funny, but the fact that it was
I don't think it fucking worked at all. It was just stupid. It was just like, oh my gosh, animals are so cute, but they can be fucking monsters. Ha! Death is humorous. Aren't we just so funny millennials? And it's a bunch of 30-year-old men.
A bit of a misstep, just doing that to our national icon. It was a bit of a dog move. Not gonna lie, like.
Imagine dying and your whole entire legacy is written down as a shitty joke in Watch Dogs 2. Imagine that. That is such a pathetic legacy to leave behind. Jesus, man. Fucking Steve Irwin did not deserve that, man. But yeah,
he does. He deserves better.
There was another joke where there's a parody of Knight Rider in the game where like Marcus and Wrench love this movie series in which there's a guy who's like this cool guy. You save him from Scientology, and the character drives this car. It's a smart car, has a bunch of shit on it, whatever. It's clearly a parody of Knight Rider, so it has an AI in it. So Marcus, for some reason, they go to steal this car, and when he steals it, there's a really cool sequence here. After you steal the car, the cops get called, and there's a really cool part where you have this car, you're driving this really cool, nice car. It controls fucking perfectly. It is the best driving car in the game, in my opinion. And you have like a million cars chasing after you. Got like full wanted level, and it's playing this really fucking badass 80s synthwave. Oh my God, this sequence is great.
Planet by Duran Duran.
What?
I remember when you were talking about it, I'm like, how do you not know this song? There's Planet Earth by Duran Duran.
I didn't remember. I wasn't. I just heard the music. I was like, "That's really good." Well, there's a reason why I didn't notice the music fully, and there's one thing that ruins the entire scene. So the AI in the car. So keep in mind, this is a movie prop, right? There's an AI in this car. It's not just edited in. No, there's a real AI in this car, right? And you're like, okay, that's stupid. Well, hang on. I'm getting to it. I'm getting to it. It's because the reason why I don't mention that part yet, Sylas, is because it literally does not affect the humor. It's still dog shit humor. But anyways, so there's an AI in this car.
Proves that he's racist, but anyway, yeah.
Well, not only does it prove it racist, but also proves that Marcus is a fucking moron. But again, we'll get to that in a minute. So there's an AI in this car. Movie prop has a super intelligent AI that goes scanning face, or it's like facial identity not found, too dark, or something like that. It's too dark. And he's like, and Marcus, I shit you not. And like that's kind of funny, Oh, Marcus is black. You can't read it because his face is too dark compared to the actor who's white. That's actually genuinely funny. I like that. And then Marcus goes, "Bitch, I'm black and I'm proud." I'm not even joking. That was almost my breaking point. I was like, you did not write that. I refuse to believe that a grown ass. You know what? Actually, hang on. While we're here recording this, I'm gonna look up who wrote Watch Dogs 2. I guarantee it's a white guy. Who wrote Watch Dogs 2? Let's see it. Wow, a bunch of Ubisoft companies apparently wrote the entire game. There's no. Here we go. We got 4 or 3 writers, and all of them are white. White. Every writer for this game is white. I want to emphasize this. All 3 of them. So you have 3 writers sitting in a boardroom, and they're like, we have this funny joke where you can't see him because he's black. What do we do with this? Have him reply with, "I'm black and I'm proud, bitch." Are you fucking serious right now? It is, oh my God. Like, it is some of the most bottom of the fucking bin humor I've ever seen in a video game, or just any story. It gets that bad. It is genuinely pathetic how hard they try and just fail. But then every once in a while you'll get like this one joke that just it hits perfectly and it's super funny. Like there's this one part. So as we brought up about the Scientology thing, so the actor of the show, he's in Scientology, and Aiden's trying to find out where the base of the Scientology thing is, where they're interrogating people, all of this shit, because it's a shitty
Aiden.
place that.
Aiden.
Fuck off. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You got me fucked up now because you mentioned it earlier. Now I'm mentioning it fucking anyways.
Actually,
sorry.
wait, before you go, there's another. You missed a joke. There was one in the Knight Rider one where you found funny as well. I can't remember what it was now, but you found another one, which is funny. Also, did you even explain the whole thing?
Oh, yeah. I guess I should get to it. Sorry. Yeah. I was so fucking focused on how dog shit it was.
But there's also another joke where you found funny during that chase scene.
Well, before I get to that, because I actually don't even remember what the joke was that was actually funny.
Or about.
Wait, what?
I just remember you going. That was. All I remember now. That was generally funny. Why don't they just keep it on the original one? And then 2 seconds later, it played the original one. And you're like, oh, never mind.
No. What happened was so there's a joke that follows it, or something like, I think it's something like this. Like there's a joke that follows it that was funny, and then I think I died or something, and so I had to restart from checkpoint. And then when I started, it played the audio out of order, and so it didn't play that first, the whole "I'm black and I'm proud" bitch part. It played the first joke first, and because in that order it was actually funnier because that joke came up first. If they just completely skipped the other one, it was something like that.
There was something that was actually kind of funny. But yeah, anyway, so if you want to explain about that, sure.
Yeah, so it turns out there's not actually a super AI in the car, and it was just Wrench, just somehow fucking with him. I don't even know how they managed that, but he just did it somehow. Just is stupid because, like, first, it makes Marcus look fucking stupid. Like, why would you think there's a super intelligent AI in a movie prop? And it makes Wrench look like a racist, so it just kind of sucks. Like that's.
I think it adds more, like, just, to the plot of the story. I think it's just great.
It makes Wrench just an actual piece of shit racist. That's why the A on his neck, you pull it down all the way, it's actually a Nazi symbol that turns into anarchy.
Auschwitz.
Auschwitz.
The thing is, right, I don't get what Wrench. It's like they didn't know how to treat him, like how to actually flesh him out. For one moment, they're like,
wait. We'll get back to that. I want to tell about this. There's one joke. There's one joke that genuinely made me laugh out loud that I actually really, really liked. So I want to tell this first. So you meet up with this guy in Scientology. He's the Knight Rider guy, and you meet up because apparently he got some threatening emails from the Scientology group. So Marcus dresses up in this really creepy looking cult suit. And he goes up to the guy, he's pretending to be like, he's pretending to be a part of this, higher up than this guy. And he goes in there and, he's like, where have you heard these rumors coming from that people are being interrogated? It's a way to trick him into giving him the information to go there and stop the Scientology cult. That's what he wants to do. And the guy tells him, and so like the entire time Marcus is being very, presentable, very, formal because he's trying to blend in. And then at the end, because he gets all the information he gets, he gets up and goes, all right, thanks. And the guy looks a little confused, like, that was weird. And he goes there, and Marcus looks back and says, I can't remember exactly what he said. Something like, by the way, your recent movies have been shit. All right, peace. And then he walks out. It made me laugh because it was just, I wasn't expecting that. I was wanting to keep like this facade going the whole time. And so he just turns around. I don't know.
There's two things I just want to say. First, did you know who that they're trying to rip off with that kind of, they're trying to, obviously, the Knight Rider being, oh my god, I forgot his name now again. After you spam me with his face for like 10 minutes after I told you actually that it's referencing Knight Rider. What's his name now?
I don't know, but I know you're talking. No one even gets that context.
No one even because what happened was, Pearl was like, I was like, there's actually reference a couple movies, but this is before he played it. And I said, obviously they've got Knight Rider, and he goes, what's Knight Rider? So I showed him.
No, I knew what Knight Rider was.
Yeah, but I had to like remind you. I think you forgot or something. And I was like, this one. And then you're like, okay.
No, you mentioned something about the actor, and I looked up the actor. Oh. And then after I looked up the actor, I kept getting Knight Rider box art. And so I had Google Images pulled up with like 40 different versions of Knight Rider box art, like all the seasons, all like any like recreations, whatever. Yeah. And I just started copying and pasting them into our DMs with Sylas.
Is this the guy? Is this the guy? Is this the guy? And I'm like,
I sent like 30 images. They're all different versions of this like DVD box set shit. It's just like 40 different Knight Rider posters.
Man.
The way great guy.
Do you know who? Wait, why are you actually?
Oh god, that's funny.
I'll try and find them. But do you know who they're actually trying to rip off with that? Well, not rip off, but make fun of with that kind of character in the thing.
Is it? It's not Tom Cruise, is it? Oh, it is. Okay, I'm glad I got that.
Yeah, with the whole like you said, that stuff, and I was like, oh, I actually what's it called again? I that's why I said that stuff. I kind of forgotten what it was called.
What was it called?
What's that group he's a part of?
Oh, Scientology.
Scientology?
Scientology, the religion where they think that alien thing went into the volcano and then blew up and then
no,
it caused something.
Aliens are inside of us and shit. Yeah.
Good law, man.
What do you mean?
Good
They
law.
think that's real, bro. Like 100%.
Yeah, well, you know what,
fucking
Brody,
Zimu, you know, he's orchestrated the whole thing.
I'm Bobo Dakes. How about that? Yeah.
He's got you there, Brody. Honestly, you kind of need to stop fucking talking shit, man. He's got you there.
Yeah, you're actually 100% right.
That was a funny scene. That was such a funny scene as well. Just yo, bitch, I'm Bobo Dakes, and this guy's like, oh, okay, yeah. Let me wire you this amount of money. And he's like, yo, bitch, I'm Bobo, and he gets him playing it over and over, and he's like, wait.
That part made me laugh too.
No. Yeah, it's just so funny just the fact that he gets playing, yo, bitch, I'm Bobo Dakes.
Okay, you got to give more context though. You got to explain like the whole what happened there.
You played it recently. You give us the.
You want me to? Okay. So what happens is it's like one of the first side. It is the first side mission you get in the game, or it's like I think it's technically a main mission actually. I don't remember, but either way. So what happens is there's this rapper named Bobo Dakes, and he makes this recent album. But there's like this millionaire who bought like all of the albums or something like that, so no one can get access to this album. There's just no way to play, which is stupid, but whatever. And so he buys it. And so to get back at him, DedSec, the main hacker group that you're a part of, they're like, all right, what we're going to do is we're going to go up to Bobo Dakes, hack his phone so we can get a bunch of like audio of him talking. And after you do that, by the way, you can just absolutely kill.
Wait. Yeah, I was going to say, you absolutely just bashed him.
Well, you don't have to. Well, I did, but you don't have to do this.
I don't have to. Just in front of, and then you bash this one.
We're getting off track. You go up to Bobo Dakes, you hack it to his phone, get all the audio, and then you can choose, which I may or may have not. You can choose to beat him and all these naked women he has around him, and I mean like naked, like they're fully topless. You can see their nipples, and you can just beat them all to death with a fucking yo-yo that Marcus has, which is really funny. Obviously didn't beat them to death. I just knocked them out.
It's not an option. Like it's not a linear option where it goes choose A or choose B.
Oh yeah, no, you can just do it if you want to.
Yeah.
I just chose to do it.
Gave into his intrusive thoughts.
I did. So what ended up happening is you get the audio, and then you go up to this billionaire who bought all the music, and you splice all the audio together so that when he answers his phone, you're watching the camera feed, you got this spliced together audio of him, and he just keeps saying like, yo, bitch, it's Bobo Dakes. It's such a goofy scene. And he's like, yo, man, I'm such a huge fan. He said, yeah, it's Bobo Dakes. It's like, what? And it just keeps getting, and he's like, something like, yeah, let's spin a beat together. And he's like, okay, I'll wire you a bunch of money. Can you give me your routing number? And then instead of saying it, obviously, they text it to him, which is really stupidly suspicious, but the guy just doesn't question it because he's an idiot.
The fact that also he's like, he's like, let's make that money or something. And
he says, let's make that money.
And oh man, what was the other?
The guy's like, can I send you some money for this? And he goes, let's make that money. That's what he says.
Yeah.
It's like this.
And then the best part is just the pre-context we have of Pertlight bashing this man. So this guy is like dead pretty much at this point.
No, he's not. He's knocked out. I would never kill someone.
Okay, but basically, well, I think him hitting his head on the concrete around the pool probably killed him. The fact is just this man is just dead cold, and you're splicing his audio.
It's random ass rapper.
And it's not even like the best audio of him. It's just him going, "Get a picture."
But what was really funny though is for more pre-context before this, the billionaire is actually a big pharma guy who increases the price of like a bunch of medication and actually flaunts about it. He's a piece of shit. So all the money he routed to you, it actually goes, they make a public donation to leukemia research with his name attached to it, and he gets really mad about it. It's just, I thought that part was really funny too, because like imagine this big pharma douchebag who's like all about, oh, we got to increase the medication, all of his money being robbed from him, and then send him immediately to leukemia research publicly. If he tries to take that money back, everyone's gonna know it's his. That part just made me laugh. But yeah, there's some good humor. There you go. Like that's some good humor. I like a lot of it. There's a character though in the game, and you don't even get to kill them, which I hate because this is gonna be the one character I made a rule to kill. This pissed me off. There's one character in the game that comes up as a villain, and it is, I don't even know how to describe her. She's a fat pig, and that's really the best way to describe how she looks visually. She has the most annoying voice. I can't even describe it. Like anyone who wants to play this game, I suggest playing it just to fucking see this character get as mad as I did. She made me so enraged. I had this weird thing. I genuinely think I might have autism based on this one thing. I hate repeating noises. Repeating noises fucking drive me insane. I can't do it. Like someone goes ha 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 ha. See, it's different with Sylas because I knew he was gonna do that. But
it likes my voice. That's the difference.
Oh yeah, it turns me on. A huge boner right now. So like, here's the thing, right? Sylas, I don't have the audio capturing. I just see a duck emoji. You guys, stop making such a hard time for the editor, you cockhead.
Sorry, editor. Not. All right. Keep it. There you go. Keep him in line.
Apologize to Paul for your actions.
Yeah, apologize.
I beg your pardon. Paul, if you know what, do an apology right now.
Paul, I promise, we'll get you 2 ham sandwiches this week.
2 ham sandwiches?
Wait, we've been trying to feed him ham sandwiches. Is that what we're meant to be feeding him?
Isn't he allergic to him?
I don't know. What do Pulps eat?
Apparently he's allergic to my fist.
Pulps eats?
Sandwich.
Pulps, it's just multiple entity. Anyways. Back to what I was saying. There was a fucking, oh my god, to kind of bring it back to this fucking fat bitch. I think her name's like Tessa or some shit. No, it's something kind of androgynous. I don't remember. I fucking hate her. I hated her character. She was annoying as hell. She had this thing whenever she would hack into anything, she would have a video feed of her face, her fat, fucking, ugly, greasy face, like on the screen, and they would do this editing thing. I don't know. They kind of give this idea that she's like a hacker character, I guess. I don't know. It was stupid. Where they just repeat parts of her laughing. What?
Yeah. I somehow remember that when I was... No, I was saying it's that when she was laughing or something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's like it's spliced it so it goes ha 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 ha, and then it cuts back to her and she'd be like, I'm a fat bitch, ha ha ha, and it kept repeating. It's like, I'm gonna find the editor of this and I'm going to slit their fucking throat and drink their blood. Like, it genuinely made me that angry. I hated that shit. I was so fucking and you can't even kill the character. You can't even kill her. You never get to interact with her. I thought that was stupid. Like, you should give me the option.
I just saw this thumbnail saying, this fat hipster lesbian mofo. Watch Dogs 2. Hacker Wars walkthrough. That's the first thing that comes up.
She's awful. I hated her character. She was genuinely most... It's like not even like a good... Like a villain should be unlikable, obviously. But there's like a certain of likability you need to have to your villain, in my opinion.
Yeah.
You need your villain to be likable in the sense of being memorable and shit. You like to hate them. You know, you should love to hate them.
That good old-fashioned, like... Yeah, the hateable villain in a good way. Primarily, it comes down to motive, and you go, okay, actually, I have a pretty good motive behind it. I think that's for most of the part.
I don't even think you need a good motive. I can pull up a great example right now.
Oh yeah, true. Like
Voldemort,
like Hannibal Lecter.
Voldemort from Harry Potter is a fantastic villain. Fantastic. Yeah, and he is not likable in the traditional sense. He doesn't have a good motive. He's just evil. True. And you still like him.
Hannibal Lecter, like I said, again, that's another good villain who just likes munching on people, I guess. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, true. Mm-hmm. A good point. You got me there. But again, I think when you've got no personality, you're just fat and annoying. I think
she has a personality. It's annoying. That's her personality. You like there, dude.
That's what I mean. Like, is in if she doesn't like.
I just wanted a sequence where I can go up to her and turn her heart off like Aiden Pierce did to that one old guy, Lucky Quinn. That's all I wanted to do, man. If I could have just done that, this would have been the bit. Because she has a bunch of RFID shit in her arm and shit. And she's ugly, and she's this fat, fucking, disgusting pig lady. And I feel bad for whoever the face actress is, because, like, I don't want to insult her. I'm sure she's a wonderful woman. But the fact she played this character makes me very fucking angry. Because I hated... You don't even know this woman. I guarantee you don't even know if this is a real face actor or if it's a made-up face.
No, but if there is, I pose a very
just from how unattractive she is in the fucking game. It's like, yeah, I guarantee this person's just not even a good person.
I'm just gonna blame her just for the character she played in that one game. I'm gonna just
Fat Lesbian Watch Dogs 2. I'm gonna see if I can find if they have.
You forgot Mofo.
Oh yeah, Mofo. I just got that in my recommended. Oh, I just saw what she looked like real life.
Uh-oh.
I don't think she's a good person. I take back what I said.
Why?
Does she look like she makes Twitter posts about airlines needing to give her free seats?
Yeah.
Oh no.
I thought the way she looked in the game was a bit. That's actually just genuinely what she looks like IRL. Like, that's her hair and everything. That's literally her in real life, from what I can see.
Why is she not a good person?
Bitch thinks she's
I don't know if she is or isn't. I'm just going off what she looks like.
Oh god.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, I think I've got anyways, yeah, that's a shame. So, yeah, I don't like her.
Oh.
She's yeah.
Oh.
See, yeah, so that was the just worst. I think the main villain though. I think the main villain's pretty all right.
I liked him.
He's one of the weaker Ubisoft
yeah,
villains, though, in my opinion.
Oh yeah, for sure. But I think I didn't actually. I don't know. I didn't go, oh, this is annoying at every scene he's in. It gave me Joseph Seed vibes, basically, just the Joseph Seed of San Francisco.
I don't even go that far,
except from
because Joseph Seed worked in the way that he was a crazy
I like
psychopath.
Joseph Seed more. No, yeah, I like him way more. But what I'm saying is, in terms of aesthetic wise, he looks like they just got him from that game.
Well, aesthetic wise, yeah, but that's.
Glasses.
His character was. I found him kind of funny, but I don't know. I think if you're gonna do a character like a psycho CEO, I think you should go one of two ways: go full ham, or go full realism, where he's a human being who has thoughts and feelings. They kind of went this middle of the way route, which kind of just makes him kind of unsatisfying to be around. Like there's a really cool scene that could have been way better if they handled it. Marcus goes into his building trying to hack into this computer. It's really easy to get in there. You immediately know something's kind of off, but you go in, you go to hack into the computer, and what's on the computer screen? But Marcus is at the beginning of the game to join DedSec. Marcus hacked into Bloom, the CTOS people, and deleted all of his information from their thing, and then also installed a back door into their services, whatever. So you get to this computer and you see all of the information that you deleted. It's on this computer, and he can't delete it. And then the CEO, who wasn't supposed to be here, walks in, and he's like, "Hey, what's up, man?" And it's like there's a sequence where he's like, I know you're a big hacker, and then Marcus is like, "Oh, so what? You're gonna fucking hire me? Is that what this is? Like, oh, you're gonna pay me a bunch of money to work for you?" And he's like, "No, I just came in here to let you know that you are fucked royally," which I liked. I liked that scene, but like then he does this thing where he's like. He gets up and like stands up and starts like trying to intimidate Marcus, and Marcus gets up in his face. And I like this because again, I always saw Marcus as the type of guy who he wouldn't be the type of guy who'd get up in your face and beat the shit out of you. He would do it from behind, not because he's a coward, but because that's just how he fights. He's not an upfront. Sure, but like he stands up, and I like this. It kind of feels like a really empowering moment for Marcus. And then Marcus, he's like, the guy's like, "Go ahead, throw your first punch." And I like this. And Marcus pops him in the mouth. And he stands back up, and I'm and what I wanted to happen, this is what I would have done, is I would have had the guy grab Marcus and fucking body slam him into like the glass table and just completely annihilate him, because this guy earlier fucking throat chops a guy, which is also fucking hilarious to see that happen the way it's played out. It's just shot really well. But like he's clearly the type of guy who's physically he's a threat physically, right? He works out, he's in shape. And he knows clearly how to hurt people. He knows weak spots. I would have loved to see him just body Marcus and just be like, just so you know, I'm not going to kill you because I want you to suffer. you know, or like, you know, I'm not, because the reason we brought him there is like, I wanted to thank you for, you know, because now everyone, because of all the hacking that Marcus has been doing, he's actually been leading all these companies to start working with CTOS because they think CTOS will protect them even more. Right. And it's like, what I would have loved him to be like, by the way, I'm not going to kill you only because, you know, you helped me out, so I'll spare you this time. Something like that would have been really cool. It's like Marcus sitting there bloody from all the fucking, all the glass and shit in his face. And then, like, he leaves. And I would have, you know, just have a moment where, because Marcus ends up walking out of the building fucking defeated. And there's a bunch of cops outside, you know, he has to make a break for it. He has to get out of there. And so there's a moment where he feels like shit because he basically, everything that he was working against, you know, take down companies and stop, you know, privacy invasion, he just basically helped it all happen.
And also the follower thing as well. He's like, oh yeah, also all your followers boosted, you know.
That
was awesome, mate. I'm just gonna take that away from you now. So actually, the foundation that you were building, that's not there anymore. That was a little lie.
For context, the main goal in the game is to get basically a bunch of followers so that you are capable of taking down Bloom. That's literally the whole goal of the game. You want to get 1 million followers, and there is so his whole thing was at one point. They noticed that Josh, the autistic kid, he notices that he starts freaking out. It was like a fourth, I think is what it was. A fourth of their followers weren't real. He found them, and he like deleted them all. He's like, fuck, we're all fucked. They knew it. They did this intentionally. They wanted to fuck with us. That's why you go there to figure out why they did that. Turns out it's the CEO. He just wanted to do that just to fuck with you and to get you over there. And then he just to demoralize you, which I like. But I kind of wish they showed off his physical prowess more. I think that would have been really funny.
Yeah.
To have this really calm, collected guy.
Right him, yeah.
Just to fuck. There's a scene where, you know, there's another big company who's, they're pissed off at CTOS for, you know, basically letting their systems get hacked because they use a branch of CTOS. And so the CEO goes over to the main villain's, like, place. He's like, you know, what the hell, man? This is all fucked. And then the CEO says something about how it's his fuck up. And the guy goes, what'd you just say? And he puts his hand on the CEO's shoulder. And the Bloom CEO fucking in one sort of karate chops him in the throat, and it looks so funny. It is shot hilariously, and then the CEO stands up and goes shh, 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 and like helps him sit down in his seat that he was just sitting in, and he goes, and he's just like, listen, this was your fuck up, and I'm gonna be telling my lawyers that you just laid your hands on me. Now get out of my office. And he's like, oh, and he's like, okay, and he's like, are you okay? Are you all right? And the guy's like, yeah. And he's like, what was that? Yeah, I'm all right. Because he got his throat shot. And it's so funny. Yeah,
again, it's so sad because it's a really serious case of just lost identity, because there's certain bits in this game where if they went with that idea, went with that route, it would be so good.
Just embrace it. Just either embrace the silliness or take it more seriously. But I agree. I wish they would have fully, because it feels like this half-commit bullshit where, like, we're tied to Watch Dogs 1, so we got to have this be serious. And it's like, it's also everything, all these jokes and memes and shit are out of date, and the characters are way too fucking meta. If they just embraced, like, the silly, like, take down the fucking corporate bastards of America, they went down that route. And you're just a silly ragtag group of teenagers, actual teenagers, not 30-year-olds who act like teenagers. I want to clarify that as well, by the way. They're all 30-year-olds. Fucking make them younger. I don't know why the fuck they made them so goddamn old.
Pulp record that, post that online right now. Thank you.
They do this really weird. It's just weird because they don't act their age. They act way too young, right? No. I would have liked to see them be way younger. Like, I'm talking like at the oldest 24. Yeah. And maybe even have one that's like 17. 18. Fuck, you can make Horatio, like the guy who dies.
Or even Josh, to be honest.
Yeah, Josh, I think would fit.
Make the one that dies really young, so it's more impactful.
I agree.
True. Or you could have it where, like, there's more of a bond. So Josh and this other guy, they could be brothers, and Josh, which is the autistic brother, and you know, something like that where it's more, because again, the whole thing with Horatio, there's no time.
Or
you go, oh no, he's dead.
Other idea. Have one of them be really fucking old. Have one of them stand out from the crowd by being far older. You kind of that with T-Bone a bit, and then have that guy die.
I don't. I remember, no, because that's just
right. Hear me out. No. Hear me out. It's one of the only things I think Far Cry 6 did well. Was they had this character in the eastern province called El Tigre. And he's this old legend. He's an old legend of the old revolution from the 60s. And he really takes in your character as like a like an apprentice. He sees your character as like, oh, I led the revolution before, and you're gonna lead the revolution now. You're gonna be the one that does this. And he's so cool. El Tigre always compliments you, and he even starts calling you Baby Tigre because he sees you as just a baby version of him.
Sounds like a
And then
predator,
you
not
get
gonna lie.
gassed. Then you meet him up at a fort, and you both get gassed. All of your like forces at that fort get gassed by the government. And there's just a scene with El Tigre trying to run up the stairs to get to the high ground where he can breathe, and he just can't. He's too
Not
old.
Obi-Wan.
And he just fucking dies. And in that moment, as he's dying, he's looking at you, and he like pumps his fist into the air, continue the fight, and then he just fucking dies. And it's the only death scene in all of Far Cry 6 that's actually sad. That was the only time I was sad playing that game, because I fucking loved El Tigre. He was this lovely little mentor, old man, and then he just fucking dies to gas. It's horrific.
I want to say I disagree.
You go first, yeah.
And it's 100% based on the fact that is a huge cliche to have a mentor figure who's really old die in the story. Huge fucking cliche.
Yeah.
Uncle Ben.
It is a massive
it goes
cliche.
on.
I am aware of that. But I also do think it works there. I don't know if
You know what I
worked in
personally think, though?
It's up to you to decide that, because I haven't played Watch Dogs. So
You know what I wish
I'll
they did?
leave that to you guys, but still, I think it.
I wish they didn't just.
Jesus Christ, Sylas, let him finish. God.
I thought he was. I apologize, Brody. I
You
thought
didn't
you
know
finished like
he-
5.
I thought he was finished in the middle of his sentence. How would I know?
No. He's like, I don't really
am
know much
finished
about Watch
now.
Dogs. But I'll let you
Sophie,
keep
count
talking
away.
about it.
Can- God, shut.
The thing
Go
is,
on.
I just said I'll explain, and then he's oh my.
Sylas, just go ahead.
I
Go
swear,
ahead.
man. I think what they should have done, instead of just going with the half little inward T-bone, I think they should have actually let Aiden Pearson. I know it sounds crazy, but I think he's just too much of a good character to just lose like that. I don't know. I don't know what way they could incorporate him in the story or something, some way, instead of just doing this really
Make
cheap little
Aiden
mission
Pierce
with
the
him.
mentor character.
Well, I don't know really, because again, he wouldn't really be like that. His
Yeah, no,
character
it wouldn't work. It wouldn't work at all.
He's very much like a on his own vigilante. I don't know how it could be, but either that or don't have him or T-Bone in it at all. I think, personally.
I don't know. Again, I think my biggest thing, honestly, we could talk about this later in the next video that we have planned. Don't say anything. Don't spoil it. I'm just a big believer that, like, honestly, I think it would have been better just to see just to see the characters be a bit younger and really just embrace the silliness of them being a bunch of young kids, and also make the humor, stop with the topical shit. And if you're gonna do topical shit, make it like actual relevant shit. You know, it's not really relevant when you're doing stuff like fucking talking about 2012 memes. Lay troll face, Zor, neon cat, meow meow meow. It's just fucking cringe.
Saying meta the word itself, that
so
also is
please,
very cringe.
Yeah, there was that one sequence where they're talking about the car.
Wrench, yeah.
Yeah, he
And he's
goes,
like, "That's
"This
so
thing
meta."
is so meta," and it's like, Wrench, I'm gonna actually kill your family in front of you, you fucking piece of shit, vile human being.
Yeah. And it's like some bits I really love. Again, it's on and off. I don't feel consistent. Well, I like this character a lot, apart from Josh, but that's it. Again, because he's the only character who's consistent to his personality.
No, it's not even just
That's
that.
because
But
he has autism.
he's the only character who doesn't constantly crack jokes.
Mm.
He's the only character who kind of just stays consistent. It's like, yeah, and he'll crack a joke here and there, but it's like, it's never just like.
Oh, try to though, and it's actually it's funny because he's trying. Again, it's his character.
Yeah.
'Cause it's actually funny when he tries to, or like he gets a joke.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I think again with the old man character it wouldn't work. Cause you got Josh though, who again if you have two people who don't get jokes, you know what I mean? Like, cause he's kind of the old man kind of character, who doesn't get things at all. He's not really up tempo wise with everything that's going on. I like it. However, I don't know. Again, like you said with the villain, I would like that. That would be cool if he was more of a kind of a physical threat. Because again, they try to go with he's really smart.
Oh,
Again,
did we lose him?
If it was coinciding with the
No,
physical
he's here.
attributes as well. So
Hey, we lost you for like 3-4 seconds there. The last thing we got was
so sad.
it was the CEO Smart.
That's so sad. Yeah, I think what they should have done is either they played too much into. I get it, but I don't think they should have played so much into he's really really smart, but not really physically. Because again, he's got all these yoga scenes. The first shot of him, you got him between his crotch, like. Come on,
Yeah.
like he's this huge guy, like not like huge, but he's well fit, So like as in he could take on Marcus to an extent. So I think they should have actually played into that more instead of being kind of scared and going, oh, but he's this really good CEO guy. He wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
I think we really talked about just about everything about the story. I think we can go and move on to the last chunk of it where we just kind of talk about all the cool little side things. I guess I'll start off with the big thing that Sylas wanted to talk about: music. Oh my god, this game. I thought the first game had great music. I still do. I think the first game's soundtrack was awesome. This game's soundtrack is so good. It is so.
I remember telling you, like, no way.
Yeah, and I was like, I don't believe you. I think the first game is going to be better, and I take it back now. I still think the first one's really good, but this oh my god,
the first mission as well in the game, that music at the start.
That's the first mission in general was actually, which is surprising. Yeah, usually, fucking Ubisoft fucking blunders the first fucking hour and a half of their games, but this one it was
usually just discover what to do.
Yeah, exactly. It's like the shittiest tutorials blend. This one's pretty fun, and you can go about it in like 4 different ways, which is pretty neat.
Again, yeah. What was it now? There was one thing about it because again, I can name like I know some people are afraid of not having their own original music in the game and actually going, you can have too much of other people's, but I don't think so. Because again, you got you got Dizzy Rascal, you got Outkast, you've got Duran Duran, you've got Culture Club, you've got like so many different artists, and you're like, how? Or 10cc even as well, and it's like, what? This is, and you can even with the media player on the phone, which I love. You can add like songs out of that soundtrack as your favorite, and then you can just play that as a certain playlist, and it's great. I think I love that, and the fact that you can play music anyway, because obviously he's got earphones in all the time, so you would have thought, okay, well, at least he can listen to music, and it's like, yeah, he can actually do that. There you go, which I love. I think again, because I saw this review of this one guy talking about the game, and he's like, the music's so dead in sometimes, and like some areas it's really just like dead, and I really don't. The music's not really great. I'm like, really? Because I again, if it's dead as well, if it falls quiet, just play on your media player, like some sick music. I think it works really well, and they don't overdo it either. Well, it's just pushing in your face. Here you go, have some,
Yeah, no, I just think overall, music is fucking beautiful. Oh my god, there are some sequences in this game where the music is like, there was one. It wasn't the Knight Rider sequence. That sequence does have great music, and that sequence fucking rocks of it. There's another sequence where something's happening, and it's stupid, and the fucking context is dumb, but I wanted to keep doing it simply because the music was so good. It was genuinely fantastic, and I don't remember I wish I could remember which sequence it was, but there are some really good sequences here and there. Next up, no fucking driving, and there's no racing for multiplayer, which is fucking stupid, but there is. Sylas, you want to describe the 3 ways you can race?
Dude, it's fun. All right, so that drone thing, what you use a lot of. Well, guess what? I know you wanted to do this. Okay, I've read your mind. Obviously, guys, as Ubisoft, I've read your mind. That drone thing, which it's really good for hacking that. It's a bit of a difficult one to try and maneuver around in that. But, let's just center a game entirely about that. Maneuvering that drone. Let's do that. Let's do a race as well where there's other drones. Don't get me wrong. I've actually played it and it's actually kind of fun. But again,
fuck off.
Just the thought. Just the thought of that. I couldn't do it over and over. I could once, and I'll be like, okay, that's fine, that's it. But just the fact that that's replaced an actual drive, like a car one, it makes me want to cry. Again, they've done quad bikes, I believe, motorbikes, and
do you remember the last one?
Go-karts. Yeah.
Yeah, so you know how like this game has like the greatest fucking racing mechanics? Yeah, there's not a single one that actually involves cars, real cars, not a single fucking race.
Yeah.
Which is an attack on humankind.
It really
in of
is.
Itself.
Yeah, man.
It really is. How do you have a game with such great racing and not have a fucking racing mini game?
Yeah, true. I'm actually just gonna research this. I want to see if there actually is.
I hope
Just
so.
if there is,
I'm willing to play it if there is.
Uh,
Yeah, it's just no. Is there sailboat?
Oh, there you go. There's another one. So,
Yeah. Wow. Great. Fucking thanks, guys. You guys did a great job. E-cart is what it's called. Fuck off.
You just wanted to race.
yeah.
That's all you wanted
So,
to do. Was
with
you
that,
wanted to race.
like,
You wanted to be a certified racist. But you couldn't.
Again, the thing is though, it does somewhat make up for this. Okay, because
No, it doesn't.
not completely, not entirely, no, but it does, Brody. It does actually, because firstly, you've got like a plethora of for a Watch Dogs game where it's not entirely around the multiplayer. It's got a fair bit of game modes where you got bounty hunter, so you can either trigger a bounty or you can hunt a bounty, and it can be up to 3 people hunting one guy, which is really fun because actually bounties don't always trigger if you choose them. They can actually happen randomly as well. So you can just randomly have 3 guys just chasing after you. You can hack into your car, can chase after you. It's kind of fun. Then you've also got the data breach one, which is like I said, you go incognito or try to, and you got to try and like hack this random guy in the online game. It could be you, and you just go, you're getting hacked. Find out who it is, and you're gonna have to check everywhere. So that's fun. Then there's a Showdown, which is actually I don't think I played Showdown with you. Was 2v. Oh no, I did. No,
Yeah, we did. We did.
Yeah,
Yeah, that one was shit.
yeah, that's right. And I enjoyed it, especially. Thank you. Especially the fact that you were just trash talking that poor guy in the game, and then told him to kill himself.
Okay, yeah. So I'm gonna quickly explain this. I'm a big I believe that we should bring back voice chat in games. I'm a huge believer in that. And so whenever I get into voice chat, I always just shit talk, and I'm always being really shitty and just I talk a lot of mad shit. Give me in Halo doubles with someone, and if I'm even like 2 points ahead, oh boy, I'll be talking the maddest shit. I'll be like, I will fucking body slam you, bro. I fucked your mom last night.
Team in that.
What's that?
Can you talk to the other team in Halo doubles?
In MCC, yeah, not in Infinite. Infinite sucks ass.
No way.
Well, actually, no. I think you can.
Right.
I think you can in Infinite.
They don't want you to be toxic, dude. They don't want you to hurt people's feelings.
You can. I think this could be wrong. I think you can voice chat in Infinite against the other team. However, you have to. It's deactivated by default. You have to go into your settings and activate it. And on top of that, you cannot text chat with the other team. I know that you can only text chat with your own team, which is fucking stupid because toxicity can go on both sides. Anyways, but yeah. So the point is, like, whenever I do that, I always do that. So whenever we played Watch Dogs 2 together, I was just fucking talking mad shit to the point where they started shooting my dead body whenever they did kill me. But it doesn't matter because they were garbage anyways. By the way, if you two ever end up watching this, you're trash. Kill yourselves. So yeah. Anyways, is there anything else you want to talk about besides the multiplayer?
Yes. Well, no, there is, but there isn't. I just want to touch more about the multiplayer. So I'm pretty sure that's all the game modes. However, there's actually a thing that makes up for the racing, because this game allows you, which is the greatest decision whoever did this post-launch, you can have 4-player co-op, 4 players in co-op. You could actually do your own race. You could design it around the thing. You get 4 your mates, and you can do it, which is.
This is what I talked about earlier. I brought up how I was planning. Well, I'm just saying I brought up how we were going to do that, but you know.
Exactly. So if we did that with 2 other people as well, it'll be fun. Obviously, I want to make up for it. It's a colossal, just misdirection. Yeah. But however, you can somewhat do it, which I like, and I think we need to play that with 4 people and definitely release that because that would be sick. Brody, you're getting Watch Dogs and Xbox. So yeah, man. I think that's it. And then secondly, so yeah, Driver San Francisco was going to come out, the newest one. If I'm pretty sure this is right. If it wasn't for Watch Dogs 1. So what I've done is I made this little thing, this little app on your phone. It's like Uber, and you basically select a mission, and you go pick up a person. Each one's got their own story or their own thing, what's going on. It's actually really fun. Like you can spend, I don't know how long it is overall, playtime, but it's fun. So that's another thing you can try out.
Cool.
Yeah, man.
Well, everyone who watched this video, go. I guess we really quick. What are we thinking? Final ratings, and this time we do have a unified rating system. We do. It is going to be the percentage, how much, what percent you'd give it in terms of a lethal injection. You know, you want it to be full lethal, which is the best. You know, full 100% lethal injection is the best thing. You can give it 100%. 0% is it doesn't exist. That's how bad it is. Yeah. So,
yeah.
What do we think? I think we'll go in order from left to right, going from Sylas to Brody to me.
I'm actually far right.
Okay, but after the fucking editing is done, Sylas.
No, I mean political.
Oh, okay, that's cool. We're gonna move on from that. Sylas, go ahead. What do you think?
I think it's gonna be a solid. So overall, damn. Okay, because the story really holds it back.
Well,
from
really
being
quick.
Really good.
Let's go ahead. Let's clarify on the scale what we were gonna put. What would we put? Fucking Watch Dogs 1 at? I would say for me it would 80? Be a 80. I think 80%. I think 80%.
I think Watch Dogs 2. I know it's gonna sound bad, but I think also 80 because the gameplay mechanics make up kind of for the colossal failure of the story.
I would say for me it would have to be a 70. I think 70 for me, because when the story does do some good stuff, I think it works. I think it works pretty well, but it's just all the times it fails, it's even worse. It sucks so bad. It sucks all the fun out of it. It sucks all the life out of it. But the gameplay's good. There is some value there. I think everyone should play this if you have the chance to. And yeah. Brody, did you want to throw your... I know Brody didn't actually play this one. He didn't really do much.
No, I didn't play either of them.
Yeah. You didn't really watch most of my streams either, did you? You watched a good chunk of them, but...
No, I was too busy trying to complete an achievement on Modern Warfare 2 that was actually way easier than I thought it was.
yeah,
I'm
that's
still
funny.
mad about that to this day.
You want to explain to the audience?
But sure. There's an achievement on Modern Warfare 2 Remastered where you have to complete every single mission without dying or loading to a previous checkpoint. I had gone on the internet to confirm as to whether or not that had to be a single run. The internet said yes, and so I kept on doing it as if it had to be a single run. So if I died in a mission, I'd have to restart the whole run, the whole game, the whole campaign. No, you just have to restart that mission.
Keep in mind, there was one part where he got like halfway through the game.
You didn't even have to. Yeah, no. Several times I got about halfway through the game.
Oh
you didn't even have to. You didn't even have to do it all in one run. It recorded every single time that you've played this game where you've completed a mission without dying. So you just have to know which missions you have or have not done.
There was one
and finish them off.
I forgot what the mission's called.
But I got 100% now. I've got 100%, so I'm happy.
And there's a part halfway through the game where you right after you save Price from the gulag, and what happens is you're in this snowy field and it's stealthy and you're running, and then at one point you're being stealthy. Contingency, thank you. And in contingency, you and Price are walking, and then an APC flies by, and he's like, "Go to the woods!" So you follow him, and this APC is shooting these trees. The trees are falling down. So it's really cool. Brody was walking, and I'm not even shitting you. I watched this happen live. He took 2 steps to the left, and he got crushed by a tree. I took the impression that if he died, he had to restart. And he was so mad. He was so fucking pissed off. He just stopped. He paused the game, and there was like 10 seconds of silence.
There was, yeah.
There's also a clip.
I don't blame myself.
I don't blame you either. I'd be fucking pissed too.
Of all the ways, I said it to my chat. Yeah, you can play it on any difficulty. You can play on recruit if you want. But even still, there's so many silly shit that can kill you. There's so many random ways you can die. But no way did I expect to die to a fucking tree.
Watch Dogs 2 has, not Watch Dogs, sorry. Modern Warfare 2 has a lot of weird things in the game where there's like scripted moments where you're running and like there's parts of the environment that will kill you despite the fact there's no warning, no reason that they would. You just die if you go there. There's one part at the very beginning of the game I watched Brody play where literally, well, he walked up to a fence. It's near the very beginning of the game.
Yeah.
And if you walk too close to a
school
fence
in Team Player,
you'll explode.
Mission names. Yeah, no.
You just explode.
It's because I can't remember what the team's name is, but it's like Hunter 2-1 or some shit are pinned down by enemies in the school, and so you have to infiltrate the school to take the heat off of them. But if you walk up anywhere near those other guys, yeah, you just die.
You get blown up. It's the funniest shit. And it's not just that. I know when I played it, there's certain sequences where the game will just kill you. They will just kill you. Like literally, you could just do not, and it's just, oh, you walked too far out of the line this time. You weren't in the scripted area. We're gonna kill you off, and you'd have to start up the whole mission again. It sucks.
For a long time, I was questioning: is this actually supposed to be this hard? Is this achievement for real?
Wait, what was the percentage of completion, by the way, of this achievement? Like,
but before I got it, I was at 91.
No, but I mean, like, I mean, like, what was the? You know how like.
Each individual achievement was like about 5%.
So only 5% of people completed it.
Oh, that? No,
that's what I mean.
No,
yeah.
Right.
Because was it really a high percentage? Because because then people, then it'll be kind of sus. It's like, oh, it was like 70%. You're like,
the rarer ones.
Oh, it's okay. Because I was gonna say if it's like 70, and you're like, dude, I got this whole thing.
You made me want to know now. I'll load up my PlayStation.
That would have been kind of the dead giveaway, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, that would be funny.
I don't think I looked. I was too busy just trying to get the 100%.
Poor bastard.
But in the meantime, while you try and find that, what are we going to do? 75?
Me
in the middle?
Hold on. My opinion on Watch Dogs 1, 80. My opinion on Watch Dogs 2, 70.
I don't like this. I don't like this. This stinks.
Why? You can give it. No. We can all have our own individual ratings. That's fine. You can say it's 80 as well. Yeah. No, I was fine with that. Yeah, we can all have our own ratings. I was saying you can have your 80%. They're both equal to each other, which I get that. That's totally reasonable. It's some people have different. Some people have different tolerances to fucking stupidity and storytelling. I'm one of those people. I have a much lower tolerance for it
because I'm stupid.
Exactly. So it evens out for you, you know. But yeah, no, I don't think it was that much worse. I would say 75, and most that's just from Watch Dogs. Just the story did a lot of just good shit.
Okay. Stop. Everybody give their opinion on Watch Dogs 1.
We already did that.
80.
Yeah, I know, but just what was it?
We said 80.
Yours was 80, both, right? And I said 80. So we combine those together. Total score 240. Now, Watch Dogs 2. You both said.
Why are we adding this up?
80.
I just want to see.
Oh, he said 80. I said 75, and you said 70.
Right. Okay. So.
Sylas went to throw a fucking chair. He's like, it's technically lower. He's gonna throw his chair.
I'm so confused right now.
Watch Dogs 1 got a 240, and Watch Dogs 2 got a 225.
I don't get this.
So take that, viewers.
All right, I think that's a great spot to end it on. Brody, would you like to explain?
No. One last thing. That achievement was a 1.3. 1.3% had completed it.
Well, there you go, Brody. What? You're part of the top 1%, you fucking bastard. This is why DeadSec's coming for you, cunt. All right, everyone. Listen, what would you, if you had one thing you could say, Brody, to DeadSec right now for what they did to you, to kill you so many times in Modern Warfare 2? Because they did hack into your game. They blew you up a couple times.
They did hack into my game.
Well, what do you think the one thing you'd say? Money. Yeah, and they stole your money too. What would you say to DeadSec? Could you just shut the fuck up, Brody? What would you say to DeadSec right now?
Oh, right. So basically,